Week 4, and I should be over halfway through my Kiwi dream renovation. But I gotta tell you, it sure doesn't feel like it. It feels like the hill is getting steeper and steeper and harder to climb. But this week, we start work on my second bedroom downstairs, and I check in on the progress of my new divine kitchen being designed by Mel Corboy. I do have a serious problem though with my lounge floor. The $11,000 I paid a dodgy tradesman ended up going with him to Vegas. And now I don't have a solution for the horrible buckling mess of an underfloor I've got in that lounge. I am in debt more than I know how to manage, but here we are, pressing on. I have had some wins, but things are going to have to go a lot more my way if we are going to finish my Kiwi dream.
I've been thinking about all we planned. I've been thinking about all we dreamed. I've been thinking about living the life supreme. I look around and see just where we are. I can't believe we've come so far. I just want to shout about it. Now there's no doubt about it. Living the Kiwi dream.
This is my 1950s Kiwi Dream renovation project, perched above Karaka Bay, offering fabulous views out over the Hauraki Gulf. The potential is unlimited. The task, however, is enormous. At least I have a solid team supporting me. My project manager from Renovations is Talia Jones. Mike Hayward, also from Refresh, is my technical advisor and other project manager. My architect is Dean Wiley. Sally Ridge is my interior designer. My landscape designer is Pascal Tibbetts from Natural Habitats. Blue Cross are providing all the building, electrical and plumbing contractors. Mike Pero from Mike Pero Mortgages is brokering the finance. And National Personnel are my demolition guys. The house is on 2 levels, an upper ground level where the master bedroom and living spaces are, and a lower ground level. We've been approaching one room at a time, and on this downstairs level we've already managed to create a 3rd bedroom come office come media room. My next project is to tackle the downstairs 2nd bedroom. I can tell this space has been tinkered with before. And by the colours of the walls, I'd say it was back in the 80s when pale yellow was kind of fashionable for a bedroom. I'd like to retain the old plaster walls on the window side of the room as a connection back to its 50s roots. But other than that, I want to strip it all back to the bones and start again. So, time for the boys from National Personnel to work their demolition magic.
Oh, I thought you were going to take this as well. That's all right. I'll walk up.
While the demolition continues downstairs, there's a much messier business playing out upstairs with the underfloor in the main living space. This may look like a perfectly flat surface, but on closer inspection you can tell it's buckled. This is meant to be the base for placing my lovely timber floor on, but it's just not going to happen until this worrying problem is sorted out. Let's recap on this whole sorry tale. When the old floor was ripped up in the main living and dining area, it revealed a challenging mixed mash of uneven surfaces. As well as that, it was discovered that there was a curious cavity under the floor that would need to be addressed to make the floor safe and stable. So to help minimise the issues, my building manager, Mike Hayward from Refresh Renovations, suggested I go with a tile slate floor, which in the difficult circumstances would be more forgiving. But I insisted on having a timber finish, which, as Mike described, was not going to make it any easier.
I'm saying tiles is the best option, mainly because of the substrate that we've got inside. So easy, difficult, actually on the extreme end of difficult.
Don't care, I want timber. And Mike was not wrong. The underfloor preparation was going to be technical and tricky. I became part of the problem when, despite strong resistance from Mike Hayward, I insisted on using the friend of a friend who claimed he could do the underfloor job much more cheaply than Mike's recommended guy. Mike, don't be a worrywart.
That camera's on, I'm saying now, and this is on the record, that this is a bad idea, and I bet you I'll be saying I told you so.
My guy seemed like he knew what he was doing. But once he'd left and the guys from Timber Floor Solutions put the level on it, turns out it was a botched job. The underfloor buckled and it's now completely unusable. Worse still, the so-called friend of a friend demanded to be paid immediately, and then he flew to Vegas for a holiday. He refuses to admit any fault and won't help any further. Which brings us to today, and the news only gets worse. I originally thought we were saving $6,500 by using this guy on this job. I paid Mr. Vegas $11,000 and then found out the job was useless. This is now dead money. Mike now tells me there's no choice but to rip up the whole job and start again at a cost of $5,400. This means we're currently over budget by $58,200 and I still haven't got an underfloor, which I'm now going to have to pay for again. This is a complete nightmare. Having lived through the complicated treatment and multi-stages of this underfloor preparation, it's absolutely heartbreaking to see it all being jackhammered up and dismantled. This is getting serious. For the first time, I'm wondering whether there's going to be enough money in the budget to finish this renovation. What happens? Could this be the first renovation show ever where the aftershots are actually worse than the before shots? With the grisly underfloor demolition complete, Mike Hayward's guys are working on picking up the pieces and figuring out what to do next. Max Tomlinson from Seeker was who Mike from Refresh recommended for this job in the first place. Max is one of the most experienced concrete repair specialists in the country.
I hear you got some problems with your floor.
We do, we certainly do. It's been an absolute nightmare, Max.
Looking at the floor, it's looking in very poor condition. I can understand you've got some problems with it. It's very damaged and it's very uneven. To fix that, we need to check that the concrete's strong enough to support a new floor.
Right.
We also need to make sure that there's no underlying moisture issues. With floors of this age, moisture can be a real issue. You don't know whether the polythene that's underneath the floor or the moisture barrier is functioning. So it is quite important before you repair it that you know whether there's a moisture issue or not.
So, the agony continues as we await the results of the moisture levels before we know our next move here. Man, this living room floor problem just keeps on hurting. After the break, the demolition continues in the downstairs second bedroom, and I'm starting to wonder whether we're doing the right thing here.
Nice.
Well, boys.
The underfloor moisture results are in.
There we've got 1.5%. Over there we've got 2%.
And Pascal provides a sweet distraction with a little surprise proposal for me.
Yes, yes, yes. Can I say yes again?
Absolutely, say yes.
This Kiwi dream renovation has been anything but a dream run. Whenever you start opening up floors and walls on a house built in the 1950s, you're bound to run into some unexpected problems. But it feels right now like everything we touch presents only problems, heartache, and additional costs.
What needs to happen is we have to dig out the back and damp-proof right around this wall. That's the only way.
He's going to come in.
Thank goodness I have a strong team led by Refresh Renovations to help me get through. We've been tackling one room at a time, and right now we're demolishing the downstairs second bedroom. The wall between this bedroom and the next door bathroom needs to come down because the new wall is planned to be in a slightly different position to accommodate a nearby Ream hot water cylinder and a new wardrobe.
Whoa! Nice.
Come on, boys.
But right now, with it all open like this, I'm wondering whether we should abandon those plans and instead create another ensuite. It's certainly worked fabulously well with the upstairs master bedroom. I'll talk to Dean, my architect, to see what implications there would be to making this change. No doubt to change plans now will result in additional costs, something we can ill afford. We're currently well over budget on the whole renovation, and with all the complications mounting up, I've not been able to make any savings yet. And then there are those little opportunities that a girl gets tempted by along the way. Pascal, my landscape designer from Natural Habitats, has lured me outside to talk about his plans for the front lawn area and to tempt me with another creative proposition.
So this is our formal lawn up through here, and what I'm trying to do is give a little bit of flat lawn so that you've got some space around the house, you can walk around the house, and then from there we've got some sleeper stairs that come through here and just bank side to side and rolling down onto a lawn where, maybe in the future someone might build a pool. That's complicated now, but it could happen. And then as you come down through here, what I'd really like to do is to put what I call sanctum, the outdoor room.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You can imagine yourself sitting out there, having a glass of wine and sitting in those bean bags or something comfortable and just being yourself.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Can I say yes again?
Absolutely, say yes.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Pascal. It's like a garden sculpture, isn't it?
With all of the action that we've got going on up here, the outdoor rooms, it's good for, having people over and having functions and things like that. But then you can come down here, you can come down the stairs and go to a little space where you can be yourself, read a book and do what you want to do, and you're just away from the whole wide world.
Oh, I love it, Pascal. It's wonderful.
I'm currently running at $58,200 over budget. Pascal's fabulous sanctum will cost an additional $5,000. And I know our finance guy, Mike Perro, is going to freak out when he sees me adding it to the budget. But I want it so badly. So let's leave it in the plans for now. Meanwhile, back to my troublesome underfloor in the main living area. We were waiting on the results of a moisture test before we could embark on doing the whole job again for a second time after my rogue guy botched the first job. Max Tomlinson from Seeker is using a Seeker Tramex device that measures the moisture content in a concrete slab. We're hoping for moisture content results below 4%. And it seems that something to do with this floor is finally going my way.
Right. Here we've got 1.5%.
Oh, brilliant.
There we've got 1.5%. Over there we've got 2%. So from what our tests show us that there's no moisture issue. Because of the state of the concrete, we're going to recommend that it be epoxy tie coated. What it is, it's a special epoxy material that goes on and it consolidates the surface of this concrete. You can see it's very undulating. It's not as strong as we would like, but it's the best we can do with what we've got. And that is going to bond the new slab over the new surface. The screed we're going to be using is self-smoothing. We call it pour-on floors, Seeker pour-on floors, which means, just like it sounds, it pours on and it's very level and flows out very nicely. It'll be an ideal surface for the timber and the warm-up.
Okay, we have a new plan. I have full confidence in Max and the team, so I'm definitely not interfering this time. First, an epoxy coat to seal over the old rough concrete. And while it's still tacky, the first dose of Seeker Pour-On Floors levelling compound is applied. Then the ever-patient guys from Warm-Up are back to install a new system of underfloor heating. Then another Seeker epoxy coating. And finally, another layer of Seeker Pour-On Floors levelling compound. Underfloor preparation Mark II complete. This time, hopefully, with no nasty surprises.
After all we've been through with this floor, this is the best I've seen it looking. But I am so nervous because I really need the next bit to go to plan. I've been burnt so badly here. We have a 3mm tolerance to get these floorboards on just right. and I cannot afford any more cost for this or hold-ups.
After the break, oh no, would you believe it? More floor problems, this time in the bedroom. My kitchen designer, Mel Corboy, sweeps me away from it all and takes me shopping.
Those are pretty.
They are. Do you want one?
And upstairs in the living room, success at last.
The bank manager may not like it, but I love it.
My Kiwi Dream renovation has been in full swing for some weeks now, and it's been a matter of rolling with the punches. We've had some spectacular wins.
It's a very, very good start, Pascal. I'm very impressed.
And some equally spectacular falls.
You can see how much this is decayed through here. We have to dig out the back and damp-proof right around this wall. It's the only way.
He insisted on being paid before he went to Vegas.
Okay.
And this has left our budget in disarray, with no more room for error.
I didn't even bother going back to the bank because I already knew the answer.
But regardless, the job goes on. The boys from National Personnel have just about finished with the demolition work in the downstairs second bedroom. With this space clear, I can get a better feel for what we're going to do here. Firstly, we've moved the door to the edge as it makes better use of the space. Also, although it was not originally on the plans, I'm tempted to create an ensuite, inspired by our successes upstairs in the master bedroom. Dean, my architect, pointed out that this bathroom is going to double as a laundry. Also, this bathroom will need to service the nearby multifunctional room we recently completed. It can be a guest room, an office, a media room, or a child's bedroom. But whichever it is, it's going to need great access to nearby bathroom facilities. For these reasons, an ensuite isn't really practical here.
This downstairs bedroom hasn't been getting a lot of my attention, but it is actually a really important part of the house. And so it's been stripped back, we've put in the framing for the wall, but in fact, the first framing we put in for the wall, when I came down to have a look, it just felt just too small. And so I went back and spoke to Dean, my architect, really nicely, and then spoke even more nicely to Cody over here. And they both very helpfully agreed to push the wall back, and they only pushed it back 90 mil. I can hear Cody's eyeballs rolling from here. But to me, it's made a huge difference. Already the room feels much better, and it's only the framing that's up. So I'm really looking forward to the wardrobe going in, the wall being finished, and to see how it comes along then.
My plan for the floor was to lay floorboards, but ripping up the old carpet has revealed a familiar problem that has stalked us this entire renovation so far: moisture and water damage. It's also evident on the walls. We'll need to get the waterproofing specialists in to assess the extent of the damage before we can make firm plans on the floor or walls in here. I'm tired of all this gloom and doom, so it's rather great timing that my kitchen designer, Mel Corboy, has offered to walk me around kitchen things to inspire me with what he has planned for the dream kitchen.
So Evie, we're going to have some LED lights under the counter like these ones. Quite cool.
Yeah, they're very nice, especially on the red. They come a little kind of purple.
Cool. So Evie, I thought we'd have induction in your kitchen. And inductions are very...
I'm not going to turn that down. It's hissing and hissing.
Yeah. So with induction cooking, it's electromagnetic cooking, so it just heats the pot and doesn't actually heat the surface of the cooktop. So we can do something clever, like we can put the plans under here and we can turn it on. There it is, bubbling away.
It's incredible. So if I was to take that off and put my hand on the element, it wouldn't be hot?
It will be warm, but it'll be warm from the pot, not the cooktop.
Can I see?
Yeah. So if we take that off.
It's amazing.
Right, let's pick up the plans and go and have a look at these steam ovens, hey?
Okay, I'm with you, Merle.
Right, yeah, so
Those are pretty.
they are. Do you want one?
Well, would it fit into the plan?
No, not really. So this is our steam oven, Evie. So this is the latest and greatest style of cooking. So this is microwave and convection. With your steam oven, you can do your salmon, vegetables in there, leave it in there for 20 minutes, it's all going to be perfect. So that's where the water goes. That's where the water goes. So you put your water in there, and then it injects the water in as it's cooking. This is taken off in Europe in the last couple of years and is really becoming quite popular. And this is your smeg oven. So it's a nice big capacity.
Yeah,
you can get your turkey in there, and it's pyrolytic cleaning. So you just heat it up, cleans itself, and you wipe out the dust at the end. And it's the lovely smeg linear range once again.
And there's your little LED lights that you love so much.
Yeah, so we're going to be able to light this kitchen up very nicely with all the LED lights.
Why are you so hooked on smeg? What is it about?
I think smeg's a fantastic product. I've been to the factory in Italy, and once you go to a factory and see how the passion of these people that are making these appliances, it's a job for them for life. They are made with love, and I think they produce food that is made with love. So Evie, we need a range hood. So what I'm going to use one of these power pack models. So you won't actually see the range hood, and it's going to be in a custom designed unit that fits in nicely.
Flat into
it? Flat into the unit, so it's going to look like part of the kitchen. Very integrated look.
Okay.
Right, shall we look at fridges?
Okay.
Being the big entertainer that you are, you want something that's going to hold everything that you require. So the Smeg double door fridge is fantastic. It's got your water, ice that you require for your G&Ts. And a fantastic big capacity there. Wine rack. A nice freezer. Lovely baskets. All pull out.
It's really broad.
And square. And it fits in nicely with the cabinetry design. This is going to be fitting nice and tight in with the cabinetry and look really good.
Shopping with you is really easy, Mal.
It is.
Back to the downstairs bedroom, and time to front up to the water damage problem. It turns out it's not as bad as first thought. There's been water damage here for sure, but the problem seems to have been related to the ground level being higher than floor level outside. Pascal and his team's recent concrete cutting and lowering of the ground level to create a barbecue area outside this room has had the unexpected benefit of fixing what was causing the water damage problem inside this room. So, with the problem diagnosed, the waterproofing specialists from Neuralite are painting on a sealant on the concrete slab as well as treating the walls. I only wish the upstairs living room underfloor preparation had been as easy to fix. After drilling, probing, thinking, talking, laying down, ripping up and laying down again, my underfloor is finally ready to receive my actual floor. And to give us the best chance for a perfect result, I've brought in the experts from Timber Floor Solutions to lay it. I've gone with American oak from Spazio Casa. It's an engineered product, but it provides the option of sanding back and recoating in the future, just like solid wood. Paolo, my charming Italian friend from Spazio Casa, recommended this product for this reason. Once laid, the boards are sanded back, gap-filled with wood putty, then re-sanded ready for sealing. Another advantage of this product is you can choose a finish from a number of shades, from dark to light. I've chosen a simple, clear polyurethane finish. This lovely natural timber look will be in keeping with all the photos I've seen from the era this house originates. OMG, I finally have my floor.
This looks great. I can't believe we finally got it done.
You have indeed, Evie.
People told me to give it up, I wouldn't be able to achieve it, but kept on going. The bank manager may not like it, but I love it.
One thing your bank manager will like is the lighting from Lighting Plus. Very affordable and efficient. We've got the Cube LED 6-watt light here, grazing the light down the wall.
Is it only 6 watts?
It is, very efficient.
It's really effective.
Your timber floors and the white walls. Art gallery.
It does look like a gallery, an industrial 50s Hollywood Californian gallery. It's all coming together.
Those 6-watt LEDs from Lighting Plus were a cost-effective solution for my crippled budget. I saved $700 on the lighting budget, and at only 6 watts, they're a cost-effective solution for the power bill as well. But the end result of the living room floor debacle is we've had to pay for the job to be done twice. So another $17,000 is added, making me $79,500 over budget. After the break, it's down and dirty in the downstairs bedroom.
Snowing downstairs. Just come back from the North Pole.
I need to let Pascal down easy.
With everything that's going on with the building and my budget, I can't afford it.
It's disappointing, of course.
And later, it's time to furnish the main living area on a tight budget.
Lily, I cannot believe what we have achieved by shopping at Big Save. Is that rude to say that? No.
This 1950s Kiwi Dream project has had some significant twists and turns during my ambitious renovation. Dodgy pipes, unexpected rewiring and cabling, rotting floorboards and water damage, plus having to do some of the work twice, have all contributed to an absolute budget blowout. We're currently an alarming $79,500 over budget. Those sorts of figures make you feel sick. We have to find savings, and right now. Anything that is not essential has to go, and that starts with Pascal's lovely sanctum idea. $5,000 down, $74,500 to go. The spectacular location of this property means you should go the extra mile to take advantage of the setting any chance you get. And Pascal's specially designed sanctum was a perfect example. But time to give Pascal the bad news.
You've painted this beautiful picture with the sanctum, or pergola. I really trust in your design and your vision, but with everything that's going on with the building and my budget, I can't afford it. I'm going to have to cut it from the design. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
I just can't afford it.
And you don't think there's something else that we can sort of cut from somewhere else that we can draw this back in?
I've looked at it from every angle and I just can't afford it. It's just a bridge too far for me.
I mean, everyone has their budget constraints, and unfortunately landscaping is usually towards the end when everyone's sort of spent all their money on their house. So no, we're kind of used to that. I'm just thinking, how about we put a nice little bench there or something like that, so at least you can go there and enjoy that view, and maybe, who knows, down the track.
It's a lovely idea. Thanks. I thought I was going to have to make do with my picnic blanket.
It's disappointing, of course, but say la vie.
Back in the downstairs second bedroom, the water damage problem has been taken care of by Neuralite. It's now time to even the concrete slab out. This is a messy concrete grinding business. If I'm to have any chance of floorboards in this room, the concrete slab will need to be perfectly even, so it's all about dust, and more dust.
It's snowing downstairs. Just come back from the North Pole.
Next, the expert jibbers from Best Boys are taking care of the ceiling and back wall where the wardrobe will be. There's some elements of this room I'd like to retain from the original beachside batch feel. For example, I loved the original louvers.
So Evie, we've stuck with the original design and kept the louvers, although we've obviously replaced them. These are breezeway louvers that Seaborn Joinery have put in for us, and they're far superior than the older ones that we had. These fully lock off, totally airtight.
You can see that they've got a really nice smooth running mechanism, and it feels nice and tight, and you can really see why they would have had louvers in the first place, to moderate that airflow.
The sea breeze coming in.
A window opening like that would have just been like a big sail.
It would have been.
Good choice, I like them. I also wanted to retain the original plaster walls on the window sides of the room. The trouble is, on closer inspection, the original plaster walls were noticeably crooked, which was accentuated once Best Boys had jibbed the walls perfectly straight around them. So, if I want a plaster wall finish, Atwood plasterers need to recreate them.
Okay, so yeah, Jace, these reveals here, we need to keep them parallel, so that when you walk into the room, you eye it, although the window's out and not level, it looks parallel. Same as over here with the door, the line between the architrave and the plaster, we want to keep that parallel, so that when people are leaving the room, they walk out and it all looks neat and straight and sharp. And the wall is plumb at that point, but at the window, it's slightly out and been manipulated to make it look right to the eye.
The plaster isn't even dry yet, but Sally Ridge, my interior designer, and I are keen to start talking colours.
This grotto feels really working for me.
Yeah, it's kind of...
It's finished.
It smells good too, doesn't it? So what we've done is we've plastered the walls, clearly, and then we've got this lovely ply which has got like a resin whitewash on it, which I think we'll put on the back wall.
I like that.
It's nice, isn't it?
You're obviously trying to introduce texture.
A little bit of texture. Well, we've got texture on the walls, obviously the plaster, and then texture on the back wall. And then I thought we'd maybe run with something a little bit warmer, the sea fog. Do you like that sort of, it's got a little bit more warmth than the black white?
Lovely, very nice.
Yeah, I like it too. It's nice and soft. And then obviously we've got this sort of carpet, the colour here, and I thought I'd dress to match, clearly.
Again
you've
done it. It's amazing the way you do that.
I know, you're not too bad yourself today, I have to say. So that's what I was kind of thinking, that, you know, the plaster, jib, and then the ply.
I'm glad we're trying to add texture, because I was thinking...
Really?
Yes. I thought, you know, wow. Am I like a bit of bling?
Well, no, I'm kind of thinking not.
Really?
It does match what I'm wearing, but...
It does. I can see a little coat made out of this with what you're wearing.
Maybe a skirt. So where would you want to put that?
Well, I thought we could put a strip somewhere.
Well, no, because the only place we could really use it is on the back wall, and that's where my ply's going. Oh, we could maybe put one in the wardrobe. We could do the back.
Last time I made a suggestion, I thought you were going to like that.
No. Oh, it's okay. It's just not my, you know.
Okay, we'll stay
not my
French. We'll stay French. I like that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we're really smart. Really smart.
Plywood as a simple feature on the back wall behind where the bed will be is a nice touch that again follows the beachy batch feel. I had hoped to have floorboards in here. Mike Hayward from Refresh has warned me that it would need another complicated underfloor system, similar to the troublesome job in the upstairs living room. Mike suggested carpet will be much more forgiving with any slight variances on the concrete slab. And you know what? This time, I'm going to listen to him. The guys from Warm Up lay the underfloor heating. And then John Casper Carpets lay a hard-wearing nylon Feltex carpet. Next, the guys from Boston Wardrobes install my built-in wardrobes and drawers. I have an opportunity for more savings with my choice of LuxiFlex blinds. I had originally planned and budgeted for remote control blinds for this room, the same as the blinds in the upstairs master bedroom. But we have to make some savings, so in this second bedroom, I'm having cord-operated blinds. But there's no compromise on quality. With no double glazing on the windows for this room and louvers, my LuxiFlex blinds have thermal pockets for efficient insulation. And they are full block-out blinds too, so it won't be hard to get a good sleep in this room, regardless of the time of day or night. The downstairs second bedroom has been a financial success. I was $74,500 over budget. By going with carpet instead of floorboards, we saved $2,700. And by choosing cord-operated blinds over remote control blinds, we saved a further $600. Also, I have brutally cut Sally Ridge's furnishing budget for the upstairs living room in half, from $8,000 down to just $4,000, meaning I am now $67,200 over budget. A long way to go, but heading in the right direction. This upstairs living room space deserves great furniture, but spending big money on it is just not my reality anymore. Sally's challenge is to furnish the lounge room for just $4,000, and she's working on some solutions at Big Save Furniture.
I'm really liking the design of this couch.
Yeah, it's nice.
Clean cut.
And I like wide arms. You know,
Yes.
they're really functional.
Yep. But the advantage we have with this Evie is we can choose any of these colours here. So I was kind of thinking along the lines of maybe running with the grey and then doing black piping.
Oh, yeah. You don't think it would look a bit linear, a little bit stripy?
Oh, do you know, I just think it'll make it look very sophisticated, you know, give it that sort of nice clean lines and make it look, you know...
Smart.
Very, very smart.
And we'd add colour with cushions?
Yes, totally. We'll do something sort of, you know, a little bit creative or something like that. You like?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually a bit surprised that we can get this here, but I'm really liking it.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Still to come, we dress and reveal the downstairs bedroom.
I feel really cosy in this room. I really like it.
Can Sally meet the challenge of furnishing this space for $4,000?
You've done it so well. It looks awesome.
Picking out all these particular pieces and then putting it into this environment is just, it looks amazing.
And Mike Pero delivers some enormous news.
Don't know what to say. This doesn't normally happen in television.
My Kiwi Dream renovation project overlooking the Hauraki Gulf is really taking shape. This space, the main living area, has been the toughest room of all of them so far. It's been a long, hard, winding road, but now we're at the stage of having just a few final touches applied, such as remote-controlled Luxaflex blinds to service the huge expanse of windows. I'm very proud of the living room, deck area and view. And to celebrate, I've invited a few close friends around tonight for a preview of the Kiwi Dream. But before that happens, we need to furnish. And we're about to see if Sally has been able to rise to the challenge of furnishing this space on a tight budget of just $4,000.
Well, Lily, we've got this amazing space, but the darling Evie has put my budget for my furnishings elsewhere, as you can tell. But you've been an amazing help to furnish this place.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to look so cool.
Such a cool space, right?
Yeah,
really
so
exciting.
great. Can't wait.
This living room space could be intimidating to furnish. The potential could easily be paralysing, but I think Sally is getting it just right. Understated, simple, and letting the room and view do the talking.
Lily, I cannot believe what we've achieved by shopping at Big Save. Is that rude to say that?
No, not at all. We get that all we get it all the time. You've done it so well. It looks awesome.
I have to say, going into the store and wandering around and like picking out all these particular pieces and then putting it into this environment is just, it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's blown me away with the custom-made lounge suite that you've got, that you picked out all the colours yourself, and to achieve all of that in under $4,000 is just awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Look at it. Oh my gosh.
Brilliant.
For me, Sally's masterstroke in the living area is using the Luxaflex soft shades. Over here we've got the Duet sheer shades and they're black. I can still see through them, I can get my view while still filtering the light. They're a really bold statement, but they're still so sexy. I love them, and when they go up, you don't even know they're there. On this side of the house, where the driveway is, I've got a translucent soft shade. And Sally's chosen this because it's got beautiful diffuse soft light that comes into the room. I can drop it down from the top, so people can't see into the house coming down the driveway, but I still get daylight, or natural light. Otherwise, I can lift the shade up to its full height and get the full thermal value so that the warmth stays inside and the cold air stays outside. Renovating this living area, I mean, it's finished, but it's been a completely mixed bag, let's face it. This floor saga was an absolute nightmare. And my finances need a bit of fine-tuning.
Okay, they're a mess, I admit it. But we have had some wins on my Kiwi Dream project, I think. We've got the barbecue area looking gorgeous, ready for my upcoming party. We've been able to open up the living area completely, so we've got all of this beautiful space. We've got our steel joinery, which Dean the architect is particularly happy about. And we've retained the original fireplace from the original home. It's looking gorgeous. But at this point, I'm feeling a bit more tense than I am excited, really. You know, we've got a good team. I've got a great team with me, but a lot has to happen to finish this off beautifully. I don't know, they built the pyramids from the ground up with their bare hands. How hard can it be? Right?
Meanwhile, the second bedroom downstairs is also now ready for furnishing. There's not a lot of space to make an enormous impression here, and yet a few simple pieces from Big Save Furniture, accessories from Freedom, and tasteful dressing by Sally, and another nook in my Kiwi Dream renovation project is complete.
Hasn't this room got a great feel to it with the timber panelling? We kept the plaster of the original building. You recall we moved the door across to create some space there for the furniture.
I've already forgotten that that door was ever moved. I mean, it's such an obvious configuration where you have it now. To tell you the truth, I thought this room was going to be a bit boring. But, I mean, after all, it's a box, right?
Yes.
But I love the ply as a headboard. I love these task lights because they're tying in with that ply. Sally's done a wonderful job of dressing it. I mean, it's casual and yet you could feel like you were on a resort holiday. The Mariner themes.
Right.
Beautiful and clean.
And you can see how important the lighting is. And Lighting Plus have helped us there with accent lighting, creating light and dark areas, task lighting, and then overall the ambience of the space.
The task lighting is beautiful, the way it ties in with this timber. Oh no, it's working really well. It's warm and intimate and cosy. I really like it.
This is what it's all about. This is the Kiwi Dream. Transforming once loved but tired places into exceptional spaces. Spaces you can retreat to. And spaces that you just can't wait to enjoy with family and friends.
Etc. but over wall. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep my builders on. So I've just been on the phone to Mike Pero, who's advising me to stop everything. The building, the filming, the money is going into a bad place. Don't know what to say. This doesn't normally happen in television, although it does happen in Renovations. I'm sure there's a lot of people looking at me right now going, did you think it would be a straight run? At least I'm walking a well-trodden path. So I'll have to talk to Talia and Mike from Refresh, try and retain our contractors for as long as we can. It might be weeks. And I have a party tonight. So really all there is to do is put on a smile and get ready. Pick up your copy of Renovate magazine for advice and inspiration for home renovation. To win a grand prize to the value of $10,000, including free architectural plans from Refresh Renovations and a free landscape concept design from Natural Habitats, go to primetv.co.nz/Kiwi Dream.